Hi guys, my name is Kiva and welcome back to DIY with KB. Today we are upcycling a mirror. If you watched my first home goods shop with me, you know that I found this amazingly beautiful wood carved mirror from Home Goods. It was only $200 and it really reminded me of a mirror that I had at home. So I thought that I would, do a little DIY and try and make it look just like my Louis Philippe Gilt mirror from Restoration Hardware. All of the materials that you need will be in the description box below. Before we get into today's video, please remember to like this video, subscribe to my channel, and follow me on Instagram at kiva.brent. I don't share all of my dupes, decors, and DIY here on YouTube, and I'd love to communicate with you on that platform. Let's get into today's video. When I first found this mirror in Home Goods, this is what it looked like. It was $200, and the second we saw it, we were like, wow, we have to have this because it looked just like what we have at home. So I brought it home to compare. And you can see here, it has the flowers, it has the ornate detailing, that's the Gilt mirror, and this is the Home Goods mirror. So this is what it looked like before we started the project. The first step of this whole process was choosing colors. Luckily, a lot of you guys helped me and I was so grateful. And the colors I was choosing from was the Treasure Gold, Mayan Gold, and a Gilting by Martha Stewart. Ultimately, you guys thought that the Gilting by Martha Stewart looked cheap, and while I liked it a little bit, when I tried it on the actual mirror, it wouldn't even stick very well, and the finish wasn't great, so I ended up choosing these two, both by Treasure Gold, the Mayan Gold, and the Copper. I really love these colors. They were super affordable, and I only really needed one tube to do it. I just left the paint open, which is why I had to end up getting a second bottle of the Mayan Gold. After choosing the paint colors, I just taped off the edges of the mirror using delicate tape. I didn't end up taping the mirror itself, the whole entire thing, because I didn't feel it was necessary because I wasn't using spray paint, and I'm pretty good with keeping my hands steady. Then I just started painting. I'd already tried the Treasure Gold, Mayan Gold on the mirror a few days prior to make sure that I liked it, and I just kind of went to it. I first started with actually a tiny brush because I really wanted to get in all of the little places because I didn't want there to be any places where there was no paint, and then I went in with a bigger brush a little bit later. After the first coat of paint, this is what it looked like. The paint had really great coverage. It only took me probably about 10 minutes to cover the entire mirror, which I think is pretty incredible because it honestly would have taken me longer if I'd used spray paint. Now, I was going to just leave this mirror the Mayan Gold, but I wanted to add some depth. So the first thing I did was go in with my shop towel and dip it in the copper and try to brush it onto the mirror, but that didn't really work because the paint was drying so quickly, which obviously is a good thing, but the shop towel method wasn't working. So instead, I decided to just get a brush and brush the copper tone on into random places. And at first I thought it looked horrible, I'm sure you do too. But just bear with me because that actually was really crucial to this mirror actually not looking just very flat and bland. Unfortunately, this mirror didn't have any tags for me to tell you what it was called, so you just have to go to Home Goods and look for it. But I will also put other mirrors down below that are ornate and that you can paint from Amazon. And I will also put mirrors that you can add molding to make them look ornate. Try to blend that copper color in as best as you can, and I'm telling you, you do not need expensive brushes to do this. I literally went to the kids section of Michael's and got these brushes because I do not deserve nice brushes because I just ruined them. Do not place the copper all over the mirror. That's definitely not what you want because it is just going to look copper. What you want to do is place the copper where the natural shadows would be. So whatever there's infoldings in the mirror, that's where you want to put the copper. Again, it's super important that you let the copper dry a little bit or else it'll just be like you never put it on. Then I added extra copper to the top of the mirror because when I looked at the other mirror, it seemed like that was the darkest part of the whole thing. So I really wanted to, again, recreate that. So everywhere that something went in, if that makes sense, that's where I put the copper, and I just did it over and over again until I was satisfied with the way that it looked. Eventually, I got a little bit lazy and started just using a shop towel to cover up the copper with the mined gold, and honestly it worked really well. So you could use this technique as well. I mean, just use whatever you have around. I especially use this on the sides in the mirror because I wanted to blend in the gold with the natural color of the mirror, because since it was gray, it added really some nice texture lookingness to the side. Now I'm gonna be honest, the lazy person in me didn't want to do these portions of the mirror, but I did these little crevices in the copper to make it look extra dark, which again is what I was going for. And I just used my little handy dandy step stool to do this. I'm telling you, the step stool is the best. I got it from QVC and it's the best thing I've bought in 2020. And literally after a few hours, because this paint was really good, it dried super fast, I was able to take the tape off. And again, I use delicate tape because it rips your paint a little bit less, and that is so irritating to me. So that's why I bought this tape for this project, but it's not really good for other things, so don't buy for that. And then the places where my paint did rip, I just went in and cleaned it up freehand. Again, I think this is so much easier than using spray paint, because with the spray paint, I always get it everywhere. Like, it's a me problem, but I can't stand it. I just can't do it well. So painting by hand is definitely better, especially since it lets you get into every single groove without having like different shades of colors. So I would recommend painting this by hand if you're gonna do this project. And when it comes to cleaning up paint, I literally just take a small paintbrush like this, and then when I make mistakes, I go in with a paper towel or a shop towel, and if I let it dry, then I'll just go in with a razor blade and chip at it a little bit. I know you guys are probably gonna be like, why would you use a razor blade? That's just like what I do, and it works for me because I just do it very delicately. But that's how I cleaned it up, and literally that was it. That was the entire project. The real last step was to Windex the mirror. I'm horribly bad at Windexing. Like, it is just a skill that I don't have, and Babe can do it, and it's the one cleaning task that she can do better than me. And we talk about this all the time, and literally minutes before I started recording this, that's what she said, and I just wanted to give her that little shout out there. But she did a really good job, so she has earned the title. Before I reveal our finished upcycled home goods mirror, this is the mirror that I was trying to emulate. It retails for about $1,800 at Restoration Hardware. And this is our finished product. In total, it only cost me $240, including the price of the mirror and paint. I'm really happy with how it turned out. It doesn't look flat, it has dimension, and it looks very similar to the Gilt mirror. Sure, it's a little bit shorter, but for the price, I mean, you really couldn't do better. I encourage you to do this DIY yourself. Upcycle a mirror you already have with paint and add some molding. It'll really allow you to make your home look more high-end without having to break the bank. This project only took me one day, and I think it's so RH inspired. It looks so similar to the mirror that I wanted it to, and it really didn't cost me very much money at all. If you liked today's video, please subscribe to my channel, like this video, and check me out on Instagram. Thanks for watching.